the Great Depression and this 2020 crash that is all going to be happening 91 years later from 1929. 91 years after 1929 brings us coronavirus 2020 and the enactment of the Great Depression. We're going to have a depression at some point in 2020. This depression is probably going to occur during the winter time. I think this gets really juicy once the winter is here. Because what we have is Joe Biden's pick being picked to handle the coronavirus pandemic. Because don't forget that this is the 59th election. Don't forget that it is the virus as Gematria of 122, and Joe Biden's pick for vice president is going to be the best one to handle this pandemic. The Biden pick is going to be the 46th president of the United States. It's Biden pick and it's crown that equals 73. Now, why crown? Because coronavirus, corona, means crown in Spanish and in Italian. So 91 years from 1929 stock market crash is 2020. That's not by coincidence, that is by design. Keep in mind that it is the crowning of Queen Elizabeth. Just think about the Queen of America's parent country. We declared independence from the English crown in 1776. So the first female president has to be picked, selected as a queen would. So that's where you get Queen Elizabeth coming into the equation after she drops out of the election. Because it's depression, it's coronation, and it is President Elizabeth Warren that equals 124. We have quite a debt problem. Oh yes, the Simpsons predicted that. They predicted the trickle-down tax cuts did not trickle down. They predicted all the same failed policies of the last 40 years, which means that nothing really changes. It's pretty clear what we have. And by the way, I have a new laptop keyboard shipped. I'm going to see if my new Surface keyboard, a new keyboard, is a problem. I can show you what I found with my other keyboard later. But this is the setup. The depression, Joe Biden dying with the coronavirus. Joe Biden, there's a coup in the DNC to have Biden's pick ultimately be president. And that's what we have with a woman with many, many, many plans. That is Elizabeth Warren. She is far more qualified than Donald Trump and Joe Biden put together. This is a shit show. We need some competency. Obviously, the elite hate Bernie Sanders, but Elizabeth Warren, the so-called progressive, she is going to be crowned Queen Elizabeth, a tribute to our parent country in the coming depression that is going to come from this coronavirus staged crisis of the world.